Hi, I'm Mike from Scoutadelic, and what is Dialogue for Peace? Let's find out. So this month I met up with the amazing Graham, who talked to me about Dialogue for Peace. So that's a WOSM, or World Organisations of the Scout Movement initiative, which is called Dialogue for Peace, that you can do with all types of different sections. So it's really cool, and here's what it's all about. This month, obviously, there has been a lot of news about certain things. So peace and discussions about it and dialogue about it is something that is in people's heads. So what is the dialogue of peace in Scouting?
The project all started about trying to have a better understanding of cultures from around the world. And one of the easiest ways, some people think, is through having a dialogue. Easiest, I would not be sure would be the right word, because I think you need to understand what dialogue is and how you can create a dialogue. So within this program, we have 10 principles of Dialogue for Peace, and that's looking at the first and most important thing is that you establish a safe space so that all those taking part in the dialogue feel valued, feel comfortable about making a contribution. You've got to agree what the purpose of the dialogue is all about. You need to use appropriate communication skills. That's about listening and I always say hearing. And then obviously we need to have some ground rules, simple things like people not interrupting all the time. And that's where the use of a facilitator comes in, because there may be people who might be feeling a little bit uncomfortable about the dialogue. The individuals need to be given an opportunity to have their say. In anything in terms of peace, you need to look about what the perception of peace means in a different situation. And therefore, when you come to have a dialogue about it, you need to take some risks in about challenging individuals about their perception of what peace might mean to them.
What does peace mean to you?
Peace to me is about a dialogue. It's about respect of yourself. It's about respect of other people. And in all of that, the peace is about living together and being tolerant of people who will be different to yourself, and hey, accept it. That's okay, because it would be terrible if everybody was exactly the same. Be as well being robots. I mean, the peace stuff and being tolerant of people makes for a better world. I'm not saying it's easy, but I don't think it ever will be. Even when I'm long gone, I think there'll still be conflict. But for me, that's what peace is all about. As Scouts, we need to embrace everything that's diverse and perhaps new to a lot of people. But sometimes personal view would be, maybe we go about it the wrong way, and maybe we should be saying, instead of saying, hey Mike, Scouts is good for you. And you might think, my view would be, yeah, Mike, what do you get up to in your community? What are the sorts of things you do with your young people and your adults and all that? Oh, funny, we do something similar in Scouts. Would there be any opportunity? It's a totally different way of handling it, rather than going in gung-ho saying Scouts is good for you.
I think that's something that, the Dialogue for Peace obviously discusses as well, that you can't judge someone from what you think you know. You have to at least learn a bit about them.
Young people nowadays are much more streetwise. And that's because of modern communication, etc. They have a broader knowledge of what's what. But I still think there's some work around about perceptions and identities of certain groups of people. So with young people, you can work activities around about, well, this group of individuals, what sort of identity do you think they have, and how could we engage with them, and etc.
People need to think about it's not there to have arguments as in I'm right and I'm right and like that. It's kind of, like you said, listening and also hearing of what people have got to say.
And I think in the dialogue, whoever's taking part in it, it's about building a relationship, and that comes first and foremost, because from that relationship, you will hopefully be able to resolve what the topic is and come to a good outcome. One of the interesting parts of it, I think, is difficult questions, right? The hard questions. Some people might raise things that you think, ooh, ouch. You probably have to challenge that in a positive way. Allow an individual to explore and explain, and then others will be able to contribute that and perhaps change. And equally, you shouldn't just quit them because they become too hard, because that can do more damage than good. And one of the key things about any dialogue is you know, and there's perhaps an expectation upon yourself that you might be changed. After you participate in a dialogue, you might well have a different view, and that's okay to be changed over that period of time.
How did you get involved with Dialogue for Peace?
I saw this advert on one of the European Scout region circulars saying Dialogue for Peace training. I looked at it and I thought, I would very much like to do that. And then I read all the profile. We are looking for participants between the ages of 18 and 35. And I thought, oh, well, that's me bombed out the window there then. However, long story short, lovely staff support member called Jenny who supported inclusion in the offices. Leave that with me, and Jenny got in touch with the European region, and both myself and a lovely lady called Ruth Potts, the two of us headed off to do that training, and that's how I got involved with that.
So if someone wants to do the Dialogue of Peace, where can they get more information from?
If you go on the European website, you'll get information about the European Dialogue for Peace team.
Fantastic. I'll put links down below as well, so there we go. If you like this video, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up and cheekily subscribe. Go on, Spice Up Your Scouting this month. Otherwise, I'll see you again soon for another one of these. Bye!